Hey guys, what's up? You see how awkward that was? I'm sure one time in your life you've run into one of those really awkward pauses in the middle of a conversation, and it's just something that most of us want to avoid. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to hold a conversation. I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to properly hold an interesting conversation. And the first one, remove your filters. You see, most of us, since we're civilized members of this society, we put filters on to just not get in trouble, which is a good thing. But what this means is, like, for example, when you go to work, you put on your no cursing filter, your politically correct filter, and your be nice to other people filter. That way you don't get in trouble, and all your thoughts are filtered through that, and like I said, you don't get in trouble. Or when you're out with your buddies, you put on your funny filter on. So all your thoughts are filtered through that, and all you want to say are funny things to make your buds laugh. Again, that's a great thing. However, when we're under pressure and we're having a conversation with somebody that maybe intimidates us, or we really want to impress like our boss or a coworker or that girl you really want to talk to, we put on all these filters just to not look weird. So we put on our, no cursing filter and being politically correct filter, and you have to be funny and you have to look smart and you don't want to look weird filter. And before you know it, you have so many filters that your thoughts are going through that you filter out all your thoughts, and then you have nothing to say. So remove some of those filters. That's my first tip, and that was one of my most helpful things that I heard when I was going through this same problem. Now, before we keep going, I do want to thank our partner for today's video, which is The Fifth Watches. You guys know The Fifth Watches is our partner for every Friday's video. Such a great watch company, guys. If you don't know about them, I'm going to have them linked below, and as you guys know, they always hook up the TMF family with a great discount code. I'm going to have that link below as well. They have really nice, beautifully built watches at a very affordable price. So if you're in the market for a nice minimalist watch, or you need that in your collection, go ahead and check them out. I'm telling you guys, you won't be disappointed. So tip number 2 to hold a proper conversation, you have to share, which means you have to share some of what you got to say too. You have to keep in mind, this isn't all about just asking questions, because then it just leads to an interrogation. I mean, think about it. How weird would this be? Oh, that's a nice jacket you got. Looks nice. Where'd you get it? Really? How much did it cost you? Oh, why'd you get that color? Is that a brand you really like? Don't you think that brand's a little expensive? You see what I mean? You go from having a conversation to having an FBI interrogation. So don't make an interrogation, and it has to be a give and take. So when you ask a question, make sure you also share back something. Number 3, this is a simple one and something that you've probably already heard already. Use open-ended questions when you're starting an interaction. Using simple yes or no questions is the easiest way to just kill a conversation, because they'll just say yes and that's it, you're done. So use open-ended questions. That's going to open up a huge amount of leads that you can take to further on this conversation. So a good one would be, oh, what college did you go to? Oh, why'd you choose that major? And then from there you can go, oh, this is the major that I chose because I like it for these reasons. So when you ask questions that are open-ended, that'll give you leads that you can keep going down and keep the conversation going and keep it interesting. Number 4. Be in the moment. You have to be in the moment with that conversation, whatever is being said, because this is going to allow you to pay attention, listen closely, and you'll be able to pick up leads that will help you further develop that conversation. But if you're zoning out, when that person's done speaking, you're not even going to know what to say next. And this happens to a lot of guys because we have a lot of things going on. You could be mid-conversation and you're over here thinking about what you're going to be doing tomorrow, that test that you have to take, that project at work you have to finish, or that you have to be at home by 5. All these things are running through our heads of things that we need to do, that we tend to forget where we are at that moment, and you stop paying attention. And finally, tip number 5 is using nonverbal communication. This is very important. You want to use nonverbal communication with your body to show the other individual that you are just as interested, so that other individual can loosen up a bit and feel comfortable in that interaction. So here are a couple examples of things that you want to do while you're in the middle of a conversation. First, smile. You also want to open up your posture. Never cross your arms like this or turn to the side like this. You want to be open and facing the individual to show that you are open to be in that conversation. Other tactics are lean forward a bit to show interest. You also might want to engage that conversation by touching that individual first. Maybe it could be through a handshake, through a hug, through a pat on the shoulder, whatever it may be. You also always want to keep eye contact with that person to show interest. And of course, occasionally nod. I mean, you don't want to stand in front of a robot a whole conversation. So when somebody's talking to you, give them a nod here and there, move around to show that you're just as interested in this conversation. All right, guys, so that's it for today's video. I hope that helped you out. So follow those rules and you should be able to hold an interesting conversation.